Oleksii Movchan, who's a member of the Ukrainian Parliament, and he also joins me from Kiev. Oleksii, it's been portrayed as a tactical withdrawal by a top Ukrainian military official. It wasn't a defeat. The troops weren't, killed on the battlefield. They withdrew. But it does suggest that Russia has got the upper hand in that part of this conflict. Why is that happening? Is this down to a lack of support, a lack of ammunition and weaponry, as we're hearing?
First of all, I want to thank everybody for support of Ukraine and all the counter-offense that has been done for this in previous year, and the deliberation of Black Sea from Russian warships. It was a result of our common work and support of our allies. Second, I want to emphasize that Russia is actually a terrorist state because they continue to destroy civic infrastructure all over the country. They destroy cities in the west, in the east of Ukraine, and Avdiivka is an example. There is nothing to stand for because the city has become almost into the ruins, for example, if you will take a look on the picture from the space of Bakhmut, that has been the center of war in the end of 2022, and where Ukrainian forces has withdrawn also. The city is totally destroyed. The same is with Avdiivka. So Russia as a terrorist state, they destroy cities on the front line, in the Ukrainian center and in the west with cruise missiles. They also execute Ukrainian prisoners of war, and this is the common thing that Russians are doing. During this almost 2 years of the war, and they break the rules of war. And as for Avdiivka, this is first of all tactical regrouping of the army, because as I already said, unfortunately the city is totally destroyed, and we understand that the value of Ukrainian land is super high, but the value of Ukrainian lives and lives of our soldiers are much higher. That is why we save the lives of our people in order to have opportunity for counter offense. Meanwhile, we do feel very big deficit of ammunition on the front line, and probably the situation of the front line would be very different if Ukraine had enough ammunition from our partners these days. We still wait for support from the United States, and we still wait for the support from European Union. I mean the ammunition, the support that will give our powers on the front line will give superiority.
EU foreign ministers, I should just say, they are arriving in Brussels now to discuss the conflict in Ukraine. So as you said, you'll be hoping to get support from them. You're hoping to get the money that the US Congress will be assessing. At this point, it's incredible to think we're into a third year of this conflict. When it started, I don't think anybody imagined this would happen. But into a third year, are you any closer to understanding what Russia's trying to achieve here?
So Russia is changing the world order. They behave as an empire, their behavior, and there is not any case in Ukraine or any other country. They just want to prove the world that they are empire, and they can seize the lands of internationally submitted borders and sovereign countries. And the next will be not only Ukraine. The next after Ukraine can be other countries like Estonia, Latvia, Litva, and other. They want to prove that they are still superpower, and as a Soviet Union was. And this is how brutally they are doing probably the same as the Soviet Union has been doing. They don't care about people's life, about civilians. They don't care about lives of their people and the lives of civilians of Ukrainians or somebody else. The Putin just want to prove that he is as an emperor has the right to break the international order and international borders. That is why all the world, civilized world, must be united against this approach, because the next will be any other country.
Oleksii, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us here on TRT World. Appreciate it. My guest, Oleksii Movchan, member of the Ukrainian Parliament.